Alright guys, on the way down here, do an emergency dredging job real quick. Not exactly an emergency, but it has been raining for 3 days now that I screwed up and didn't pay attention to the weather. And it's raining now, if you can't tell. I'm sorry the windshield's dirty, but it's got pond mud on it, and I'm not gonna hit it with the windshield wiper and scratch my leg sand up right now, so that's just gonna have to be the way that is. Carrying my logs down here. Get this tree out the way. So what the deal is here is, and this is probably going to be a longer video, but I'm just going to let y'all sit here and watch for a little while. Got the 48-inch bucket on. Anyways, before I get distracted, the deal is, so we started digging the basement, which I haven't got any of that on camera because that's been like herding cats trying to get that thing done. And now we have a giant pile of red clay that's going to be the core in the dam. And it's getting rained on, and the basement has to be finished, and that dirt has to be out of the way before the foundation guys get there. And in order to do that, I have to drop, I don't know if you've seen it in previous videos. If not, I'll show it to you. I ain't gonna be able to show it to you too good right now, but the deal is that I'll set them down there. The deal is that the water level in the pond is up right now because of all the rain. And in order to dig the core trench to get all that red clay out of the way and in the pond dam and get everything going, the water level has to be as low as possible. And I have been putting off dredging the creek channel out because it just so happens to be visible from the road kind of right now. With the leaves being off the trees and everything, it's kind of easy to see what we got going on up in here. And to be honest, we don't really want all the attention. So in order to get the water level down, I have to go down here and dredge the creek channel. Now I've already done the other side. Excuse me here for a second. Nasty habits. I've already started it over there. And I thought I was gonna be able to take it all the way out as far as I could go, and I couldn't because I hit a really, really soft spot that even the logs weren't holding me up in. And instead of burying the machine, I decided to come around to the other side. Now the problem with this is I have to go, I know you can't see it right now, but I have to go down across this first creek channel, turn on top of the mud, and go that way about 100 feet to get to where the other creek channel that all of the, now this is really steep right here, so I gotta pay attention to what I'm doing. So yeah, this is about to be interesting, so I figured I'd get it on camera in case something went wrong. it would make a good video, and if something went right, hell, it would still make a good video. So I'll get my first set of logs placed here so I can walk out across here. I wish I had mats, but one of the downsides to having a machine, an 8-ton machine, is most of your swamp mats are made for, at least around our area, are made for logging crews with machines 4 times plus the size of what I've got here. And it's really hard when you're on soft ground to move a 2,000-pound mat around with an 8-ton machine and stay in the place that you want to be in. So I have found getting some 8 to 10 inch white oak logs, or even sweet gum logs, just something that's going to stay in one piece, works fine. It works just fine. But with all this extra rain coming, woo! Excuse me there, drop off. With all this extra rain coming, this is not going to dry out in time enough for me to do this without digging this creek channel out. So it is dark, it is late. I thought I was going to be able to do it tomorrow, but once again wasn't paying attention to the weather, and have got rain moving in now all the way till in the morning. So I'm going to go ahead. I wasn't going to be able to go to sleep tonight without getting this done. So I just came back down here, and so I don't know if you can see it. Let me see. I don't know if y'all can see it, but straight out that way is where I've got to go. And I'm not quite sure how I'm going to get over there quite yet. Y'all are going to find out same time that I do, so this is fixing to be interesting. Because this, like I said, this water level has to be down about a foot in order for me to dredge this out the way it needs to be. I got to get these bushes out the way so I can get back in here, which these bushes had to come out anyways. These are maple trees, little maple trees that grow in these bundles like this, and I got to get them out the way anyways in order to do the back slope of the pond. So that's okay, but I'm trying to take as few of them out as I possibly can, because they are stabilizing the dirt here. Let me see. I'm still going to use my logs. I was hoping I was going to be able to walk out across that. Better to be safe than sorry. I don't know if y'all can see very good what I'm doing here. There you go. Maybe that's a little better. And before I get the comment about it, yeah, no, I don't want to be doing this in the dark, but this time of year, sometimes you ain't got the chance. You don't have the choice. Well, not the chance, but the choice, I should say. But I should be able to get in and out of here without too much problems, hopefully. learned, I will say this too. I don't do a whole lot of pond work. I just don't. It's not the type of stuff that I'm normally doing. But I love doing it when I do get the opportunity. And to be honest with you, I've had a lot of fun doing this job, and I'd love to do another one. But with that being said, I have learned a whole lot by watching Chris over at Let's Dig 18 and seeing the stuff that they get into doing ponds. And it has helped me with this tremendously. Not that I don't know how to build a pond, but in this industry, you can never learn too much. And that is just the way that is. So, about over here, where I gotta go, just take it 4 feet at a time. Make sure you stay on top of the logs, because if you don't, you will bury a machine pretty much out of sight. I know because I've seen it, and I've also not done it in an excavator, luckily, but I've done it in a skid steer. And the problem with doing this in the dark is I lose track of where my logs are sitting. And I am okay with leaving the roots in the ground. That'll keep it stabilized. But I can't swing around and do what I got to do in here without getting them out the way. So. And I'm gonna need one more log. I can see where that one's at. And the thing about doing this in the dark too is it's actually a whole lot harder to tell when you are fixing to start getting stuck. So you just got to be real. See, like I'm a little low on this side, so I'm gonna pull one more log up and get resituated before I do anything else. Big log up here and set it where it's got to go. That way I can get right up in the middle of it. Get it pressed down. Alright, here we are. I think I can reach. Tell you what. Open the door so I can see better and y'all can see better. I gotta pull up just a little bit more. There we are. hopefully y'all can see what I'm doing here. I'm just skimming off a little bit of the mud and stuff, just lowering the water level down. I'm gonna put a scoop right there, keep the water from backing up into the spots where we don't want it to go. Splatter this crap because I cut the door open, and I really don't want to make a mess. See, all right, you see why I'm putting them? I don't know if you can. I'm putting the mud right there because this amount of water flushing in will actually push water back up the creek before it goes down it, and I really don't want that to happen. So what I'm going to do is find the bottom. Swing it around. Then we hit a low spot. Pull it out. Go back. Find the bottom. Swing. That should be it. Here's the that's the creek channel coming up. I don't know if you can see it or not, but coming out that way. I did this earlier, and hopefully that'll drop the water on down enough to where it'll drain on out. The problem I'm running into is there's not a whole lot of fall going around and out. There's a good bit of water flowing through that right now, so that ought to drop that water level on down. Well, it's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but it'll get the job done. I'm hoping that once the pond gets done, that we can control this a little better than we have been able to. I'm just smearing this mud around to keep it in place. be good enough. Yeah, that's flowing good right now. All right. Now I get to get out of here. I'm gonna reset a little bit. They know what I'm talking about right there about it being rocky. You gotta try to be as easy with it as possible. And it is basically the same process in reverse, and I'm gonna show you how I clean up behind myself here too. I grab the log. There, a little better than that. Just grab the log, pull this mud back towards you, and it'll slick a whole bunch of it up all at once. The good thing about this swamp mud is it's got so much junk in it that it'll start growing grass usually within a couple of days. So you really don't have to worry about it going anywhere. I did have a comment earlier today. Actually, I think it was yesterday is when I got it, but I didn't see it until today. I gotta figure out where my logs went. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I gotta come back some more. I got a comment today saying, and it wasn't a bad comment, you know, everybody's welcome to say what they mean and mean what they say. But it said that these machines aren't meant for clearing this size machine. They aren't meant for clearing, and that a thumb is a waste. But what he didn't say it was a waste of money, but he said it was a extra hassle of rattling hoses. That's exactly what he said. Like I said, everybody's entitled to their opinion. Everybody's got one. I can just tell you from my personal experience that around my area, you are not going to run into much. At least I won't be. That you're really going to need a 30,000 pound excavator on. Because we do a lot of smaller 1 to 2 acre house lots and septic tanks and basements and building pads for shops and houses and stuff where a big machine is just going to get in its own way. Yeah, it takes a little longer to do the things you got to do with this size machine, but in the long run, it tears up less. You can get it in more places without too much hassle. Its operating cost is cheaper, and the simple fact of the matter is, you just don't need a big machine all the time. With the way the manufacturers have gotten these machines now, you'd be amazed at what 60 horsepower in an 8-ton machine will do. I rocked over a little bit right there, I wasn't expecting that. But you'd be amazed at what these machines can handle and what you can get done with a 308, 309 size machine. I didn't miss a lot. And as far as the thumb goes, dude, I'm gonna be honest with you, a thumb is what makes an excavator. Now, everybody's entitled to their opinions, but the simple fact of the matter is an excavator without a thumb is good for nothing but digging. And there is a lot more to the land clearing and construction industry than just digging up holes. If you're can't quite get up on this log right here. If you're in an industry where all you're doing is digging up holes, like in the pipeline field, or if you're doing utility work, yeah, you don't really need a thumb. But doing driveways, doing the land clearing, doing this stuff right here where you have to shuttle material around, like logs and stuff, a thumb you can't beat. And I know there's some guys in the tree service industry around here that swear by their grapples, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I would love to have a Rotovet mini PC grapple for this machine, but that is a $15,000 attachment that you can only do one thing with, and that is pick shit up off the ground. It's great once everything's on the ground and you're in cleanup mode. A grapple is great, but for knocking the trees over or digging up stuff, it's just not feasible. And honestly, it's a waste of money. Now, with that said, I am by no means impressed with this thumb right here. The actual grapple part of it, as far as it holding on to stuff, is great. The curve in it is really good. See, here's one of them situations where you gotta kind of find the log after you drive across it, because it sinks in. But this has got to be the least durable and the least heavy built thumb on the market. I have seen thumbs on excavators have thousands of hours on them and not even have a bend or a dent in them. Now granted, I didn't pay what, you know, a whole lot of money. I'll put it that way. I didn't pay a whole lot of money for this cat thumb to be on this machine. But that being said, it still was about $2,500, and I really wish it was built a little better. That's just my humble opinion. Now, what I think I'm going to do, and I shouldn't push them out the way. I think I'm going to set those right there and drive across them. Work with your stuff, not against it. If you've got an option to use something, freaking use it. Now I will say, I did load a log truck the other week with this machine, and that was about the most painful process I've ever been through on an excavator. It just, not being able to rotate, that is the one position where a grapple would be awesome. But I don't do it often enough to justify buying one. I thought about building one for cheap, but I'd rather not get a rig or redneck engineer or whatever you want to call it on a $100,000 excavator. I just prefer not to do that. I'm going to take some of this mud and put the blade down. I'm going to stack it right over there. Kind of press it in. Just kind of build this side up a little bit. There's not a log there apparently. Excuse me. Still fighting the cold a little bit. Alright, let's get on up out of here. update on the mulching head. They have I got all the stuff to build the mount. I got the bucket pins, I got the ears, or the bushings, or heck, I can't think of the other name for them. But I got those in, and I got the top plate for the mulching head in. It's at the dealership, waiting on me to come pick it up. So that's good, and the mulching head will be here sometime next week. My field rep from Loftus is bringing it directly to me, which is either really good or really bad, depending on how you look at it. Either I've done something wrong to tick them off, which that's just a joke, but either I've done something wrong to tick them off, or I just have a very, very good, Southeastern rep from Loftus, and that's really what it boils down to. I've got to get my logs back up out of here. All right, there's 2 of them. Well, look at that! I done lost it. One. Started with 4, and now I got 3. Well, I guess that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. It's alright. I'll find it later. I'm going to set these. I'm going to set these over here. Tell you what, I'm going to go down here again and see if I can find it. I don't want to leave a log laying out there if I can help it. There it is. Look at that. See, all it takes is a little bit of the do it once and do it right attitude. Up out of here. Hill, and we'll be done. This is a lot steeper than it looks on camera. Put the blade down, so I'll slide back down the hill. One more little push. There we are. Spun around here. Alrighty. Well, that's it for this video. Y'all wouldn't mind, like, comment, subscribe. Love hearing from y'all, like I said before. Love interacting with y'all. And hopefully y'all are loving the videos. I'm finally getting back in the swing of videotaping stuff, so. Well, that's it. I'll see y'all on the next one.